Hello and welcome everyone. Elena Rarig here with Transform Publishing. And I am really excited to announce to you one of our upcoming authors, Allyson Blythe. Hello and welcome, Allyson. How are you today?
Oh, hello. I am fantastic. I am really excited about this today.
Awesome. So as you see, I have her book cover right here behind me, looking fabulous. Yes. Are you loving it, Allyson?
I do. I absolutely love it. Every time I look at it, I just see a different part. Yes, I love it.
Good. Yes, it takes a lot of work to find that perfect cover. And even this cover, it didn't have the right colors in it. And so we had to do some photoshopping to this to get it just where you wanted it. So super fun process. So today we are going to be interviewing Allyson about her book. And the questions that she will be answering are, number one, don't answer yet, Allyson. I'm going to go through them all, okay? All right. Number one, when did you realize you wanted to write a book? Number two, what would you say is your interesting writer's quirk? Number three, where did you get your information and ideas for your book? Number four, what does your family think about you becoming a published author? Number five, what was one of the most surprising things you learned about the process of writing a book? And number six, do you plan on writing another book? If so, what will the topic be? All right, so you're going to be answering those in just a moment, but a little surprise for you viewers and Allyson, I printed off chapter number 1, and I am going to read it.
Fantastic.
So, yes, it is a very short chapter, so everybody watching, don't think that, oh my gosh, it's going to be 5 pages long. It's actually the shortest chapter just to suck you in and grab your attention. So it's only about 1 page. So here we go. Chapter 1. You can't win in life if you're losing your mind. Author unknown. I lost my shit over a banana. Yep, it was a banana that brought me to the brink of insanity. The headlines read, "Woman flies into a rage over the last banana." At least that's the headline that was seen in my mind. My head felt as though someone had stuck it in a blender and pressed the highest pulse setting. My heart pounded with formidable betrayal from this woman. Yes, this woman eating the last banana that once hung on the wrought iron fruit tree atop the white marble counter. Who would have guessed I could feel capable of grave physical harm over a banana? It was the summer of 2003, while on a girls' trip in Panama City, Florida, when the world began to unravel. Just like every trip we ventured on, I had spent most of my time painstakingly planning and managing our activities and menu. Each of us had our own ideas of fun and adventure, so planning hadn't come so easily. Limited to 1 car, and yet recognizing the different excursions each person desired, the pressure was on to accommodate and sustain everyone. Nearing the end of the trip, I was conscious of the limited amount of food left over and all of the activities that hadn't yet unfolded. So, imagine my surprise when one of the ladies stumbled out of bed after 10 a.m. and grabbed the last banana without giving a single thought to anyone else in the house. She certainly caught the death grip of my eyeballs as she shrugged and said, while wandering out of the room, "What? I'm hungry." What the hell was happening? Why was I murderously rageful over a banana? Oh my goodness, give yourself a pat on the back. That is incredible. Yay. All right. So I hope you all enjoyed chapter 1. And again, it only gets better from here. So Allyson is a fantastic writer, and Transform Publishing is honored to be able to help her with her writing process and publish her book for her. So Allyson, we're turning the spotlight all the way over to you.
Okay.
You will be doing the rest of the talking. So, question number 1. When did you realize you wanted to write a book?
So I have to tell you the truth. This will not be my first book. I don't know if you even know this. I actually, when I was in, I believe it was 6th grade, I won a contest in Cleveland, New York, and my book is published as, I believe, either a 5th or 6th grader. My book is published in that library.
Oh my goodness, send me this book. Do you have a hard copy of it?
I think I do. I think it's actually in this hope chest that's over here. Yeah, I think it was called We Must Go On. And it was, it was just so funny. I just entered a contest when I was in school and I actually won. And it's a hardcovered, laminated pages book. I've known my whole life that I want to write. I put pen to paper over most things that go on in my life. I knew there was a book inside of me. I just never took the time or really made it a priority until I think you and I met.
Fantastic. So this is not on the interview question, but what made you really make it a priority in your life? Like what changed?
I've made some changes in my practice. And so I've carved some space. Really what I did is just start putting it on my calendar. I know I have a message to share. I'm passionate about it. I find myself talking about it with friends. I find myself entering it into client sessions. And so all of a sudden the message is coming out and I knew I had a personal responsibility. That's the truth. I have a personal responsibility to share this message for the people that it's meant for. So it just kept coming out.
I love that you said you had a personal responsibility because I believe everybody should write a book and leave their thoughts with people because it is truly almost a selfish act to allow your brain to die with your body.
Yeah.
You have to leave that wisdom and that motivational material to that next generation for people to read on and on. So
beautiful.
Awesome. All right. Number 2, what would you say is your interesting writer's quirk?
Everywhere I go, I actually have one of them. I carry it with me. There's notebooks that I have, several notebooks that I have, and you can see the wear and tear that the pages have been through. Every time I get an idea, thoughts come to my head, and I have to be like, wait, I have to write this down. So oftentimes I will interrupt a conversation or an experience, and I'll just have to go write something down. And then when I actually sit down to write, I pull out one of these notebooks and I go through and try to make a decision about where that fits in the book that I'm writing. And sometimes I'll be writing things on the top of clients' notes because the ideas just come to me and I have to get them out so that I can get them down on paper to remember them.
I love it. So I think that's probably every writer's quirk. My question is, do you have one on your nightstand? So when you go to sleep and you're trying to sleep and you're like, oh, there's a great idea.
Yes, most definitely. Because what I was doing is getting in the habit of sending myself voice text messages in the middle of the night. Nope, I got to get it down on paper.
Okay, that was my next question is, do you ever use a recorder? And I like the paper too. I have notes everywhere. And about once a month, I'll see I have a bunch of notes and I go through them. And it's like, oh, I forgot about that one. But it's funny at night. I don't know if you're the same way, but at night when I have my pen and paper on my nightstand and an idea comes, like I don't turn on the light to write. So in the morning, it's just all over the paper and random, like I'm writing in the dark blind.
Yeah,
do you do the same thing?
They do. And sometimes, honestly, I don't remember what I actually was saying or what I was writing. But for the most part, yeah, I usually get them down on paper so that I can remember them in the morning. I have some of the best conversations at night.
with yourself and your paper. I love it. All right. Number 3, where did you get your information and ideas for your book?
Well, this is my life. This is my life on paper. And so the ideas came after some experiences that I had in my relationships in which I was noticing some things. And so just like I shared, I put pen to paper. Anyone who meets me, whether it's friends or clients, I'll say, have you journaled about that? Maybe you should put that down on paper. And so that's exactly what I did. I have also a personal responsibility to practice what I preach. And so I just sat down. I think I may have been in Yellow Springs. I sat down and just started to write. And this stuff started coming out. And I was like, oh, okay, I might be onto something. There's some real benefit. I turned this into a life coaching course. This started with actually a live course that I taught and then turned it into a workbook. And now there's more to it. I want to keep adding and adding. So that's why the book has taken such shape, because there's a lot to talk about in this topic.
I always say most manuscripts that we receive are so scatterbrained. And when you think and hear what you said about, we just make notes as we go and think thoughts come to us. And I was shocked when I got your manuscript and how organized your thoughts actually were. Yeah. So is that a natural ability of yours, or like, do your thoughts come to you already organized, or did you have to organize those thoughts to create the book?
I had to organize them. They're both a little true. I can usually streamline thoughts fairly well, getting them down on paper and then, getting them down on these types of papers and then being able to type it. It's kind of been a 3-step process for me. And the key to me has been, like I said, scheduling it, making sure I have time in order to give my thoughts enough space to actually come out.
That's a brilliant sentence that you just said. Give your thoughts enough space to come out, because there's so much going on in our mind. I mean, I can be thinking about what's for dinner, and in the next topic, I'm thinking about my kids, or something random else. So very good. Now, I do want to make a side note for everybody watching. Typically, when Transform Publishing receives a manuscript, it's a pretty heavy load to bear to have to read the manuscript, because they are pretty messy, because let's face it, most writers, they're not authors. And that has nothing to do with publishing. It has everything to do with the skill of being able to write like a professional author. So I have to make a side note. When I received Allyson's manuscript, and this is like 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000 even that we receive, I read it in one night. I cried. I wanted to jump off the couch and give her a standing ovation. And I think I stayed up. My goal was it was like 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, I'll just read a little bit of it and skim through it to see what the topic is and what it's all about. I stayed up. I was up till like 2 in the morning, because I did have to take some breaks here and there, but I did stay up till 2 in the morning and read this manuscript and just could not put it down. So congratulations, Allyson. You are a very easy person to work with.
Not everyone would say that. Thank you.
Yes. I'm just so excited for your book, and everybody has got to get a copy of this.
Thank you.
All right, next question. What does your family think about you becoming a published author?
Have you ever seen those memes where the angels just go like this?
Yep.
I think sometimes that's my family. They just go, oh, what is she doing now? I think they're cheerleaders. I think that they will get behind me no matter what I do, even if they don't fully understand the process of it. I think they just nod and smile a lot of times, but the end result will certainly make them proud, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And we see this with every author. The family's, that is the go-to line for family, and even some close friends, like, what is she doing now? Yeah. And then when it comes to fruition and they see you with a copy in your hand and they see all the success you're having with it, they really transform into your biggest cheerleaders and are very supportive. But it's the lack of understanding, I think, that will create a wedge between not even just an author, but anybody reaching for that next level with people who don't understand where you're trying to get to. So it's very common. Yeah. All right, number 5. What was one of the most surprising things you learned about the process of writing a book?
I think I always imagined I would sit down and type, and I would submit it, and then a couple days it would be in print, and then it would be on the shelf. I had no idea how many parts there were to a book. I think you taught me that there's like 20 parts to a book. I thought there were beginning, middle, and end. And so learning the process of writing, you've also helped me learn about dancing with my words so that I can really create imagery around the thing that I'm trying to present, and rather than just being really simplistic, like spend some time with the words and create the story or the picture that you want to relay. And so learning how to dance with my words, learning that there are so many different parts to a book, the process that it takes, and definitely the marketing. I had no idea all of the things that went on behind the scenes of actually getting something into print.
Absolutely. It's the saddest thing we see is when somebody submits their manuscript and is like, okay, edit it, do whatever, and let's publish it. And here we go. And then they have their book in their hand. They're super excited, and no one else is excited because there was no buzz created around it while writing it. And so the marketing we teach, and we help all of our clients start marketing the book as soon as you have the idea. Mm-hmm. And it's really a catch-22, because we also hear it said, don't share your dream with anyone because there's dream stealers. Just wait. And we cannot do that as authors. You've got to get it out there and let people follow along the process and be a part of your book. So yes, definitely a lot of marketing. Yes. All right. Number 6, final question. Do you plan on writing another book? If so, what topic will it be?
Hell yes. I can't wait. Like every day I get so excited to do the writing. If I have to do some of these other things that are behind the scenes, I'm like, kind of like a 5-year-old, like, I don't want to do that. So the writing is my passion. And so the topic, I'm wondering if I'm not going to turn some of these other life coaching courses into a book. Radical Self-Care is a life coaching course that I've taught now for, goodness, several years. I'm thinking that might be one of the next topics. Balance has been another course. That also might be. Yeah, they're just a lot of self-care, a lot of being mindful about the thoughts you entertain, the decisions you make, the way that you're spending your time. And I think those topics need some words to them too.
Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that because you are, again, an amazing author. You are transforming from a writer to an author. So you are amazing and definitely keep going. Question outside of the scope here that we had planned, but with all of the training that we provided you and helping you with this book, Misunderstood, do you feel that you can now move on and write those other ones much easier?
Oh goodness, yes. Yeah, there's things that I have learned through this process that has helped empower me, that I do feel not only, these are kind of my code words, like I feel much more educated, and then I definitely feel empowered to be able to make some of the decisions and navigate my way through for a final product. Yes.
Awesome. And as you know, everyone watching probably doesn't, but as one of our clients, you get into the membership portal that's step by step and teaches you everything. So the first time we just hold your hand through it and hold your hand through that membership portal, but you'll have that for a lifetime to always be able to go back to and remember what we did for this process and do that on your own. And that's our goal at Transform Publishing, is to help you the first time so you don't have to keep hiring somebody for every single book. So, super fun. Thank you. Thank you. Super fun working with you.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
We are going to do a second interview. We haven't set the date and time quite yet, but it is coming in another week or two. And Allyson, you're going to answer a whole nother set of questions for you. And so for the viewers, here are the questions she will be answering for you next time. Number 1, what is the topic of this book? So obviously it's misunderstood, but Allyson's going to go more in depth about the topic. Number 2, what made you decide to write on this topic? Number 3, how did you come up with the title? 4, what will your readers experience while reading your book? Number 5, what will your readers be better equipped to do after reading your book? Number 6, what are some special features you have in your book that sets your book apart from most other books? And let me tell you, there are some special features, aren't there?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. All right. Number 7, are you offering a pre-sale for people to be able to purchase your book before it is ready for print so they can buy it at a discounted price? We're going to give that answer now. The answer is yes, but you're going to get more details about it next time when she answers. Number 8, when do you expect to start the pre-sales and how much will the pre-sale cost be? So those are the questions coming to you the next time you see Allyson and I on here for her next interview. Allyson, again, congratulations for all your hard work, and your intellect is amazing. So
thanks for all your help.
You're welcome. All right, everyone, have an awesome day, and follow Allyson in her Facebook group, Misunderstood by Allyson Blythe.
Thank you.